Alright, so now we're going to learn how to use the top IR sensors. So those are those three ones on the front of your board. We're just going to go through and program them to display out onto the serial monitor what values each of them are reading. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started by creating the variables that will keep track of which pins they're plugged into. So our left sensor is plugged into 19, our center is in 20, and the right one is in 21. So we'll use these to read them. Then inside of setup, we don't need to do anything for our IR sensors, but for the serial monitor, we need to do the serial.begin 9600. This just gets everything set up for us and starts the communication with the computer. Once we've got all of that going, we can work on actually reading the sensors. So what we're going to do is inside of here, we're going to save in the values to our variables. So value L is to represent the left sensor value. An analog read left sensor that reads the left sensor pin, which is 19. So it reads pin 19 as an analog sensor. So your three IR sensors are all analog, and that rightmost set of pins is also analog. And these ones return a number between 0 and 1023. So that kind of gives an idea of what range our sensor values might be, but we'll have to see later what they actually read. So we go through and we'll do this, and so we'll also do this for our center and our right sensors. So just go through, and now we've gotten all of our sensors read and their values saved for later. So now we can actually start displaying them onto the screen. So there'll be two commands that we'll use. We'll use serial.print and serial.println. The ln stands for print line. So the way it works is when we do a print, it'll print out whatever we put inside of here, but it'll and then the next time we do any printing, it'll just keep adding to the end of it. With println, at the very end, it does a new line, so it's kind of like hitting enter. So that way the next thing you write after that will be on the next line. So then this way, by doing these two back to back, it'll be left sensor, and at the end it'll put whatever the number is. So that way it's all in one line and nice, easy to read. So now we'll go through and we'll do this for the center sensor and the right sensor, so that way we can see what all of them read. Next, the thing to know is our loop goes through really, really fast. So if we run this code right now, we'll be printing out the values so fast that it'll be very hard to tell what they actually are. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in a delay at the end here. So that way it takes a little bit extra time for it to actually do it. So now every second it'll go through and display the values and give an update. So we can go ahead and upload this code and try it out. Alright, so now that we got it uploaded, let's open up the serial monitor so we can see what's happening. So open it up, make sure that down here at the bottom it's selected to 9600 baud, since that's what we specified in setup. And then we can go ahead and run the code. So you can see right here they aren't really seeing much of anything nearby, and they're all reading around 700 some. But now if I go through and cover them all up, they're now reading down in like the 40s and 50s. So when something's really, really close, these give a small number, and when something's farther, the farther out it is, the bigger of a number it gets. So we can use this in different parts of our program to do stuff, but this is just kind of give you an idea of how to read them and what values to give back. So you can kind of mess around and see, if you have your hand a few inches away, what value does it read, stuff like that.